Hello, this is Lisa Russick
And Misty Lord.
with the podcast. We are all psychic, and guess who else is here? Would you like to say hello, Miss Bwoo?
Hi, everybody.
Bwoo is back. If you don't remember her, you haven't been listening for a couple of years, I guess. So it's been a couple of years, about a year since you've been on the show, Bwoo.
I think so. Thanks for having me back again. I love you guys.
We love you too, and Misty has a question for you as always.
I do. Bewoo. Do you think that we're all psychic? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the risk of repeating myself, because I might be saying the same thing I said one of the other times, but everybody's had that, right? Where you feel like somebody's looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody says
You're
that,
the
right?
one who said that, and that one stuck with me so hardcore. How can someone feel someone looking at them? The way you said it, I love that. I was like, yeah.
Right?
Perfect example of common everyday terminology that people accept.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, I probably also said, but how many times have you picked up the phone and you're like, I was just thinking about you?
Yes, that's the most common thing we've heard most people say, in trying to relate to that, to telling people, hey, this has happened to you. We all have had this happen. Why? What happened before phones? I mean, what was their I wonder, before telephones? Maybe
Look, the
before
letters.
the came, they just get a feeling the letter was coming, or
Love notes.
love no. Yes, exactly. What was coming, money or not? Money's coming in the mail today. I feel it. Something like that. My soldier's writing. So
Yes.
listeners and watchers, Bwoo is among many, many, many talented things. She is also a medium, but she is here to talk to us today about to tell about this fascinating thing. And this is truly magical to hear about at Christmas too.
Yeah. So last September, which was what, 3 months ago, I went to a place that I've been wanting to go to for a few years now, ever since I heard about it. It's called the Arthur Findlay College, and it's a college for the study of psychic and spiritualist things.
Yeah. So
Things.
what does it look like? Have you seen it and stuff, right?
Yeah. So I was there for a week.
Well, that's what we're talking about. This. Okay. So do tell everything. Don't leave a thing out.
Yeah. So I hadn't traveled for a really long time. I went to Europe 37 years ago, and I haven't been traveling. I'm mostly a homebody. And then I had a little bit of some money come in, and I said to myself, I really have to travel. Like, if I'm not going to do it now, when? And where do I want to go? Well, my sister was going to Portugal for a retreat. So I called her and I said, stay a few extra days and I'm going to come to Europe. Um, and then I thought, well, I can't go to Europe for just a few days. What else can I do? And I thought, oh, I always wanted to take a class at the Arthur Findlay College. So that's what I did. I signed up and you stayed there. It's like Hogwarts. It's like one of those giant mansions that we don't really have in the United States. That kind of mansion, like an estate, like Downton Abbey kind of thing.
Oh my gosh. Now, listeners and watchers, this is a video podcast on Spotify, but what she just said is what I instantly thought of. I was like, do you mean she was telling us about this? Like, they have a real Hogwarts? Oh my gosh. It's pretty much from the outside, too. It kind of looks like Hogwarts, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like really grand and big and fancy. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Prestigious kind of Castle University or something,
Yeah, like that, gray rock, how it's like, this kind of gray stone, this giant.
Yeah. If you have any pictures of it, send some pictures and I'll use one of them as the cover if you want.
Okay, sure. I will.
And I can put some in like a slideshow while we're talking some too. You have a bunch of them. So I'd love to. Yeah, I can do that if you want.
Okay. Sounds good. I can't do it right now, but I'll do it after.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I guess we can't right now.
Yeah.
So what class did you take? What class did you take there?
I took a psychic class. I didn't take a medium class because I had a specific week I was going. I wanted to go the week before I was meeting my sister, and that was the class that was available. So that's what I took. It was a psychic class, and the way the school works is it's nonprofit. So you're paying this price that includes, you pay for your airfare, but then you pay this price that includes 1 week of classes.
Oh my God.
And your bed, you usually have a roommate, and then there's a bathroom down the hall, just kind of like Hogwarts, right? You like share a bathroom.
Yeah.
And all your meals, your 3 meals. And that's it. And classes started at 9:30 in the morning. Breakfast started at 8:30. Classes from 9:30 in the morning all the way till we finished at 9 at night.
Whoa, every day?
Wow.
Every day. It was very intense. Yeah. So we had big breaks for lunch and dinner. So, and then we also had half-hour coffee breaks, 2 of them.
Nice.
So we had time and everything, but it was just very, very intensive. And there's a whole roster of different tutors. There are different professional psychics and mediums, or, maybe they teach outside of the school and then they come here to mostly donate their time because they don't get paid that much.
Right.
Profit kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how they maintain this, this building. It's, this mansion that's hundreds of years old, and it's filled with antiques and paintings. And there's a little museum, where they preserve certain books and maybe some clothing items from different mediums of the past, that kind of thing.
Oh,
it's
that's
just
so cool.
It's just, you have to do it,
I know.
So, yeah. So tell us some stuff that you learned.
Yeah, I was curious too. What did you learn? Your eyes are brighter. You look happier. I don't know if anything made you. You always never seemed unhappy, but you just have a brightness. Does she have a bright sparkle in her? Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Well, I think I light up when I talk about it,
Maybe. Yeah, you definitely are.
Yeah, so the class was great. The classes were taught by, there's one tutor from there, and I can't remember all their last names, so forgive me, but Maureen, who's been there, for ages. And then the other 2 tutors are partners at their own psychic development school in Victoria, Canada. And their names are Simon and Brian.
Okay.
I don't want to get their names wrong, and I know I will, but I think it's
I'm terrible with it.
Simon Jacobson and Brian Robertson, I think, but I might have gotten that wrong. So, but anyway, everybody was lovely, and they divided us up into 3. So one group had Brian, that's the group I was in. One had Simon, and one had Maureen. But because we were there for a whole week, what they did, which I loved, was they gave us all 1 day with the other tutors. So I had 1 day with Simon, and 1 day with Maureen. So we got to see everybody's styles. And basically they gave us exercises to do with partners in the class. Sometimes there were group exercises with everybody, but usually it was just one-on-one, and we try to pick different people. So I did at least one exercise with everybody.
Can you give us an example of an exercise or 2 or something like?
Sure. So one exercise, one of the first ones, the group one, was we all had to pick a number. He had, numbers already printed out, and we took one. And then we held it in our hand and got our energy on it individually. And then after that, he took all the numbers back. And then we all picked different numbers that somebody else had already.
Okay.
And then when it was our turn, we had to first write down what we were getting from it, what we were sensing. And then when it was our turn, read to the class what we were sensing. And then that person would raise their hand if it was their number that, they had held previously, and tell us if what we said seemed accurate about them. And I think everybody got a yes.
Man, that is exactly evidential mediumship, but with the living. It is.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
great,
fun.
man. That sounds like so much fun. How did you do? Like, did you get the people? Could you tell pretty much when you got the numbers?
Oh, well, for that exercise, it was really scary because what
Would
happened
be.
was I decided to take a leap of faith and just be very, very specific, which is scary because
It is.
you have no idea what you're saying.
Mhm.
And then I chose to go first, like I volunteered
Oh,
first. And then the person raised their hand and said I got 100%.
whoa.
But what was really scary was there were 14 of us in the class and there were only 3 men. And the first note I got was a masculine energy and it
Mhm.
was a man.
Okay.
So he was like 100%. When everyone saw him raise his hand, he was a man. They were like, oh my God,
That's a man. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just a little scary because after that, every time I sat down with one of the other students for an exercise, they'd be like, I'm so intimidated from you. You're a powerful medium. And
No,
it,
no, no,
it,
no.
it just made it very difficult because, it was just the first time I make mistakes. I
I have beginner's luck. Do you have beginner's luck? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah. I totally have
you get
beginner's luck.
something the right way the first time.
Yeah. Like the first time I ever played poker, I won $7. So I'd be like,
Right. My first
time.
scratch off ticket, everything the first time I would usually.
Yeah. But then the second time and the third time, so it was difficult because I felt like I didn't have that room to make mistakes. And so when I did make mistakes, I felt like I was letting them down, and then I had this one partner I told that to, and she's like, oh, stop it. We're here to learn. We're not here to be right, and that kind of calmed me down again. But yeah, it was a lot of great exercises, a lot of one-on-one exercises too. And
I have another question about that with the number. Did you know it was that dude? Did you kind of know which one it was?
no, I actually thought it was a completely different guy in the class.
Interesting.
The other thing is, it turned out a lot of people thought that their person was that same guy I thought I had. And I think it was because that guy had this amazing energy that was just like,
He thought he was filling the room. Yeah.
really
Must
filling
be
the
his
room.
number.
Very, very positive energy, a very light person. And so I think that's what happened to a lot of us. But hey, we were still accurate, even though we didn't have the person we thought we had. All the descriptions were accurate, or
Really?
most.
Can you give us another example? I'm curious, Missy. Are you curious about this? The
Oh
exercise?
God, yeah.
I'd love to hear another exercise if you had.
Okay, sure. So, the day that I was in Maureen's class, so my whole class, we all went to Maureen's class, and she had us blindfold ourselves with, like a scarf or whatever. And then she had somebody who was not blindfolded sit in front of us. So we have no idea who it is. And then we start giving them information and they have to write it down because we can't, because we've got a blindfold.
Got blindfolds on. Yeah.
So I did that with somebody. And then when I took it off, that person told me, that I got a lot of accurate stuff. So that was great. But the other interesting thing was that Maureen would tell us who we should sit in front of. So then the second time, I didn't have the blindfold, and Maureen pointed to a chair, and it was for me to sit in front of this woman who had the blindfold on. Okay. And this time she had us have them. Oh, okay. So 2 things. So first we did it, and then she gave information. And when she took the blindfold off, she was really surprised it was me because she had wanted to sit in front of me when I was blindfolded.
She wanted you to tell her what she's all about.
Yeah. So it was like this kind of attraction thing, like law of attraction. And then we did another exercise together where Maureen handed out tarot cards, and we each had to pick a tarot, same woman. We had to pick tarot cards from each other. The one who was just blindfolded. So I got a tarot card, and she had to describe what I had for her, even though she didn't.
Like the Zen. So she's not. Is she? You are looking at each other at this point, right? And you have the card.
Sorry. So she had to put the blindfold back on.
Okay.
And I'm holding the tarot card, and she had to describe.
She knows you have a tarot card.
She had to pick it.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting.
but without seeing it. So I think it was with the blindfold on. But here's the kicker. So we did that, and then the very last night, right before we left the next morning, she and I wound up sitting next to each other in like the big hall ceremony kind of thing. And so we're all sitting there doing this like ceremony, like a graduation ceremony.
Yeah.
Like let's say there were, I'm trying to remember how many of us there were. Like let's say there were 50 of us. So then Maureen hands out tarot cards to all of us. Like we get to pick them. She's just, giving us a bunch. We get to pick one tarot card so everybody can take home one. And the woman who I did these exercises with, she turns hers over and it's the same freaking tarot card that from the same deck, because there were a bunch of decks, the same tarot card from the same deck that she picked when she was blindfolded when we did the exercise the other day.
We just had all these decks.
That's crazy.
What card? Do you remember? I'm just curious. What card was it? Do you remember what it was?
Her card was called Repose.
Interesting. Is that the Da Vinci tarot? Because he has one called Repose. In that,
are they children? Like it's a child's like?
No, this is Da Vinci art.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's the funnest stuff.
Cool. Wow, you can't.
Did all these weird things
that?
You can't. And weird things happen to you guys during this whole thing? Like, what's that noise? And oh my gosh, anything like that?
No, you would think so, right? Because this is like 100, how many hundreds of years old?
Or something for you guys. And that's why it's easier, not so stressful, and you just look so happy,
Oh, thanks. Yeah, the energy, the vibe was really high there. There was this one room, the vibe was so high. I don't know if we were supposed to go in the room, like the door was open to the room, but when I would pass by it, I would step in and the vibe in there was like, and then
that's so cool.
Yeah. I think there was somebody
portal or something.
A medium, like a very famous medium used to study in there. And
oh, I love that. Is so cool. Misty, I know you've got questions. I know you have some questions, Misty.
I think it's been around since the 1800s. I don't remember the exact date. Yeah. But Arthur Finley was a medium, and he left this school. He left the building, the mansion, to the SNU. SNU stands for the Spiritualist National Union. So I believe they're connected with the school, and he left it so that the study and training of mediumship could prevail.
And
it's so cool.
And it is.
How many days was it?
It's a full week.
7 days?
Yeah.
Wow. How did you feel when you got done?
I have to tell you, and this is going to sound really lazy probably, but I love old mansions and I love Victorian and I really would have been happy just staying there for a week and having my meals and not taking a class. But I was like, okay, I guess I got to take a class to do that.
I love that admittance. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I bet it wore you out. I bet it wore you out, didn't it?
It did. It was really exhausting. And during, for the comments, when you fill out the comment card, I said, I would have been happy with less class. I would love a day off where I could walk. I heard there was like a very quaint town about 15-minute walk away, like one of the small towns. Like I never got a chance to do any of that. I would have rather had more downtime and paid the same price.
Maybe they'll take advice and put a day in the middle or something, or they can have a little break and enjoy the place and collect yourself.
Communicate with others too there.
Yeah.
Time to get to know other people.
Yeah. It's a great time. You could sit out on the concourse. I'm sure there's a concourse of some sort, somewhere you could meet each other, and like a smoking place, but it's not, they don't smoke anymore. Most people don't, but that's how I met people in school. I would go out to the smoking area and meet people.
Well, we met in the dining hall. The dining hall was not like Hogwarts at all. It was just, a dining hall, but we all sat together. So we got to know each other while we were eating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also the half-hour coffee breaks, with 2 half-hour coffee breaks a day. So we'd get to talk there. There was, like a
That
bar.
kind of like tea time.
Yeah, exactly.
London, or England.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot more coffee than tea, surprisingly. But
Amazing, yeah. You're all exhausted, getting psychic out, but amped at the same time, because for me anyway, I get amped by working with energy and learning new things. So I'd be like, exhausted, but also kind of more, more.
well, a lot of people said that, people who've gone before said their vibe becomes so high in there, and then it takes them time to adjust when they leave and go back to the regular world.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I bet it does.
So how did you adjust?
Certain towns I've been in, I felt that way. Like when I leave Nashville, I don't feel too good. I like it here. It's a good place for me,
Oh, yeah?
And go other places, I enjoy myself, but once I get out of the city, it takes a little. It's kind of sad leaving. I like it so much here.
Oh, yeah, I totally get that. Oh, Misty, you asked how I did. So I did the same kind of adjustment, because after going there, so first I went to Austria to visit a couple of friends who live in Germany, and I hung out with them for a little bit. And then from there, I went to Arthur Findlay College. And then from there, I went to meet my sister in Portugal. And then there, I went to Greece by myself. So I was too busy traveling and experiencing new things to, go from Arthur Findlay back to like the everyday life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, activities, man.
But then once I got home, it was very strange being home for a while. Like I felt like I want to go back,
There's so much to do and learn, and have all these people around you excited about it too. So at that school, I guess things were all psychic in a way, because they're willing to take anyone as a student. Do they just let anyone be a student who pays?
Yeah, they do, except they do have certain requirements, or rather levels. So there are some that say they're for beginner level, some intermediate, and some for advanced. And then the first day of class, before they started classes, they had us all fill out a questionnaire so that they could gauge what level we were at. So, yeah. So they want to be careful about that. And I put a deposit to go back again if you guys want to come join me.
When is it?
Oh, that would be so fun. That would be so fun.
Yeah. And so it's I put down for August, and I'll tell you why. Because when I went in September, it started freezing. And guys, I mean, you guys are in Alabama, right?
I'm in Tennessee. I moved.
You're in Tennessee. Okay. And is Misty in Alabama?
Yeah, I'm still in Alabama.
So you guys will appreciate this, but guys, the Europeans, at least, like Germany and England and, north of that, like Denmark and all those kind of countries, they have a very weird relationship to the weather. So I had a roommate, and it was 50 degrees outside, and she insisted on keeping the window of our room open all day. And then at night, I was freezing all night. Like I had to wear my scarf and my sweater poncho and my hat, and mittens. Like I was freezing, and I felt like I was going to start coming down with something. I started taking vitamins. Like it was really, really uncomfortable. And then that morning, she's like, "Okay, well, it was like 8:30 in the morning," and she's like, "Well, let's keep the window open again." And I was like, "I can't do that. Like, look at me,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What the hell?" And then the last night, I was in the room by myself, and I asked the front desk if I could get the heat turned on, because the heat just started coming on for the front desk at the lobby, but we didn't have heat yet. And it had gone down to 43 degrees.
Oh,
yeah. And he was like, "Sorry, I can't, because other people will complain if we put the heat on." that they're too hot. And I thought, like, what the hell is he doing? But he was really nice. He brought me like a space heater and he brought me an extra blanket. Like, he was really trying to help me.
So it's kind of like the room you were in, he was saying, was like,
No, it was not the room I was in. It was the whole building.
I think everybody would appreciate some heat.
Well, that's the thing I wanted to tell you guys, because I know you would think the same way I did, which was I think everyone would appreciate some heat.
Yeah.
So then I was in the hallway and I saw one of the women from Denmark, and she was wearing a nightshirt down to her thigh and bare feet. And I said to her, I'm like, aren't you cold? Like, it's supposed to go down to, I think it was supposed to go down to, was it 38 that night or was it 43? I forget now. But she goes, I can't, like, when they put the heat on, it's too much. And she was like, here, take the other blanket here. I don't need it. Like you just have a really weird relationship to heat. So I made it through the night, but I was like, Lisa and Misty will totally understand where I was coming from. It was just so bizarre. So anyway, my point is, that's why I'm going in August this time instead of
Good idea. Good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that'd be great. Yes, pass us the info on and an email after the podcast. And speaking of stuff that we need for the podcast afterwards, where can we find you? Where can people find you? Where are you? Where are you these days?
Where is we?
Where you reappear from, and where are you now on the internet?
Yeah. I took a bit of a hiatus from giving readings. I just kind of burnt out, and I felt like my guides were saying, don't give readings for a while.
Yeah.
So I haven't been doing that, but I've doing other things also, because I'm also an actress and I also direct plays and films, and so I've been busy with a lot of other things.
Have you done any comedian work? I always love that you're a comedian. Have you done any comedy work in the meantime?
Oh, thanks. So, one thing I did was last August, before I left for Europe, somebody invited me to be a director in a short play festival. So it was somebody else's short play.
I did that.
And it's in Manhattan, in New York City, and it's with a theater that did this. And so there were 20 plays, and each one had a director and actors who were in it. And every weekend they would perform, and then the audience would judge them. And, of course, you're going to put first who you came to see, but you also had to put who you liked second best and third best. And so that, is how they wound up doing it in a way that worked. And then every weekend in August, they would eliminate plays until they got it down to the final 7. And then out of the final 7, we had the awards, and I won Best Director. And and the play.
I'm so excited. I'm not too surprised. I'm freaking excited for you, because you are an amazing writer, and everything you do in that area is just everything you do seems like catches on fire or something. It's so good,
Oh my God. Thank you.
No, I've always appreciated your like when you were working early, like in the field more a few years ago. Anytime we did a circle, the way you engage everybody, the way I just like to see the good things are happening. Even if it's not the direction you were taking then, it's like a different one. It's even more exciting,
Oh, thanks. Well, I really like uplifting people.
You do it too, yeah.
And I know, like, everybody has flaws. I have plenty of flaws. One thing I was blessed with having is, like, I don't really get jealous of people.
Yeah.
It always took me by surprise when I would succeed at something, and then somebody who I thought liked me or was a friend would suddenly
a little envy, greenie.
Yeah, like they weren't happy for me. They wanted me to.
I hate that. It's not a competition when it comes to this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm lucky. I feel blessed that I don't have that flaw. I feel happy for people when they succeed.
Yeah.
And for myself, I feel more like, oh my gosh, if they could do it, it's not impossible. Like maybe I could too,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. If you're around people doing it, you're gonna be able to easier, right?
Yeah.
It seems to happen that way. I mean, that's how I've learned a lot of my skills or brought my knowledge into practical, like learning about angels, for example, and then taking it and making it more practical in my life,
Right.
like a
Right.
period of learning and then you can implement it and learn from there while I'm implementing it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did it totally. I
evolving.
totally changed the subject. Where can people find you? I totally did it.
Well, I still have my website open, newyorkcitymedium.com,
Okay.
and they could read about me there. I just have scheduling for readings closed right now, but they could certainly, send me a message and,
Okay.
so somebody did that, a Facebook friend. Oh, I hear you're a medium. Could you do a reading for me? So this was about, I want to say maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. So I said yes. And I did a reading for him, even though I had been on hiatus. And it was really amazing because that was the first time I saw a spirit out here. Like it said, blind.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
was really amazing. So
That's awesome. I'm so
yeah,
Oh wow. That's only
I can
twice.
hear it, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah.
That's amazing, man. That's
Yeah.
just great. And with that, I want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Are you still on Everclear? Do you work there at all anymore? Or are you still out?
I think I may be still on there, but I haven't.
Everclear, my listeners, and who might be working in the psychic field, is the best company ever. Look at that. She's not sure. She doesn't feel ready right now. She want to do it right now. It's not called, but they didn't fire her. They didn't fire you. You're still on there. They would write you an email, I'm sure. I mean, I bet I could look and you're right there. And they're so understanding about when we burn out and need to come back and stuff like that. That's what I found. But anyway, they are our sponsor, Everclear, an advice app, or at everclear.com. And you can get advice from psychics and empaths to get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And look for BWoo. Are you BWoo on there? Or are you wait, BWoo. Okay. I'm Lisa P, LESAP. And lastly, Misty, can you think of any advice that BWoo might be able to give our listeners other than go to that school in August?
Try the exercises that she was talking about. Definitely try the exercises. Get a partner and start trying it just to open up your senses a little bit.
Whether any you could do at home, like by yourself.
It's fun.
Yeah. Do you have any? They give you any you could do by yourself?
Trying to think. I can't think of any at the moment.
Okay.
But there were exercises that we did,
Maybe pop into your head. I always think of this one group, a crystal group I'm in, and like one of the admins in Facebook will put show the 3 crystals outside a little bowl, and she's like, I put one of these crystals in this picture of this bowl. They're separate pictures, and we have to guess which one. And I just love that. I could do it by myself with like runes, or cards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But doing that every couple days or every 3 days really helps. And sometimes they're just like, and sometimes we're kind of like pulled around. It's really cool doing stuff like that's fun to me.
Yeah, and it definitely stretches you. It opens you.
And do you have advice for people who might feel a little like not good enough to, when they compare themselves, how not to compare themselves in this practice? Just
yeah, I think the best thing is to just remember how you were when you were, let's say, 5 years old or 3 years old, and you wouldn't say, I can't paint or I can't draw, or I can't dance. You would just do it. You didn't know at the time those feelings of being inadequate. It was just, we would be so focused on
getting better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what we're doing.
Not even getting better. Just,
yeah.
The idea wasn't even about a need to improve, right? It was
I
just
love that. It's true.
The love and the joy of the fantasy of pretending and making believe, right? If you're the queen, then you're the queen, right? At 3 years old or whatever, right? You're not like, oh, am I a good enough queen? Am I like,
am I a good queen or a bad queen? That's all you're really concerned with.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just get in that same flow of imagination, because it's that same flow that we use when we're going into psychic or medium mindset, right?
Right.
It feels the same as that. It feels the same as that joy of pretending. And so just relax. The first circle I was ever in, I wasn't getting anything and I wasn't getting anything. And then one day I was sleeping in the morning. I was sleeping from the night before. I woke up in the morning and I realized I had a dream that had to do with the people in the circle. And the circle was going to start in maybe an hour. And I thought, I wonder if this will be the reading. So I went to the circle and I told them my dream. And the leader of the circle said, yeah, that's my aunt. Those are my two aunts. So
Cool.
yeah. So the first time I was able to, make contact.
Yeah.
My subconscious did it, or the spirits
Ahead of time.
dream, and
Mhm.
I relaxed enough that I wasn't like worried about how I was doing, right? Because I was dreaming.
Yeah.
And after that, I started relaxing, and because we do go into a dream state when we're doing a medium reading,
Some kind of trance. Yes, that definitely happens. Like I feel like my brain just. I don't know if you can do this, but I can kind of like empathically hone in on someone that I'm like on the phone. It's weird to me. It's so easy to not easy. I couldn't used to do this. I did not used to be able to do this. But say on a phone call, I can feel into someone's physical body that I've never met that I'm not talking to. Like someone they're asking about a dude or a friend or anything. I can feel like their physical energy, like if they're sick or if they're tired or if they have a headache or sometimes their mood and what they're feeling inside, but not usually. Usually it's just the physical stuff. And that just surprises me. How is that? How can I pinpoint this guy? I don't know how I do it. I just lean back or girl, I just lean back or person. I just lean back and I just like think about the person and then I just get it, the
you blend with them.
Blend. Yes, you do blend with them. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing that you don't know this person. You don't know what to look like. You don't know where they are. It's just the connection threads, the energy threads lead us all back, and all together. I just love it. So cool.
Yeah.
I love this. Cool. I want to go there. Yeah, I'll let you know about August for sure.
Yeah, I think it's about this is rough, right? But I think it's about like $200 to put a deposit down, and then they can zero, and then the rest, it comes out to be, let's say, total $1,500. Let's say.
That's not bad at all for a week.
That's what I'm saying. That's your entire week with you, or your 3 meals. Your coffee breaks, of course, but all your meals, your bed, and the courses for an entire week. It's like
you saved the best part for last. Not that I can afford that now, but I could get ready, and save money for that. That's really affordable for a trip to London, except getting there isn't included. Still, it's not that expensive to fly right now, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Well, also there's this airline called Norse Airways, and they have really cheap flights.
Okay.
So you can fly there for like maybe, I don't know, $400, $500.
Wow.
Each way, I guess.
Yeah.
But still,
it's not bad at all.
Yeah. So it's so let's say it's $200 to hold your your space, your place, and then 40 days before the trip you have to give them the other $1,300, and then and you're set. So it might be something to save for.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And I just love having you on. I don't want to say goodbye, right, Misty? Listeners and watchers, love you, Misty. I love you, Biwu.
I love you.
Thank you.
Biwu, we love you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, listeners and watchers, for always listening. You have more words for us, Biwu.
Sorry, I was just saying it's a pleasure.
I interrupt everybody, just rah, 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 rah. She's trying to say goodbye, and
it's fine. It's fine. It's all good.
Okay, listeners, watchers, peace out.